Hi everybody, this is Roxy, and I wanted to show something that I taught myself. I was trying to do a print and cut of an element that I bought from Cartabella, and they were not able to help me out with the problem I had, nor was Silhouette. So I did a little hunt and peck myself, or whatever, trial and error, and figured it out. So I thought I'd pass it on to you, because then I parlayed it into another idea. And that would be to stamp and cut your rubber stamps or clear stamps, whatever. So first, it was this image. I wanted to cut this out as one element. Okay. There's one thing that Silhouette did tell me. When I clicked on that element, this screen should not have popped up, the fill pattern screen. They said they're working on the software and there will be an update, so just FYI. Okay, so I will just bring this into my page, and I just will kind of show you, if you can see, I wanted to cut it out with this border, but it doesn't work that way, and I'll show you why. If I do a print and cut, first I want to add my grid lines, or my register marks, I'm sorry. So you turn those on, and you probably know you can kind of go up into this gray area to cut, because what it is going to do is just going to read these outlined register marks. So you don't want anything over that, because that's going to really hose up. It's not going to be able to read it, because you're going to print that off, and then the Silhouette's going to try to read this square or this line, or corners, and it's going to have other problems. It's going to be reading this, and it won't work right. So you can put it in the gray area, but just keep it away from going over those lines, okay, or up and beyond it. It won't cut up beyond, it'll just cut straight. So I suppose the rule of thumb is just to keep it within that, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to print this, and I will be right back. And all you do is, go File, Print. My machine, I upgraded the operating system. It's super slow now. I have to figure out what that is all about. So bear with me. Alright, there it is, finally. There's something must be going on. I'll have to check it out. So we're just going to print that, and your print menu will come up. And in my case, I usually print fast printing so that I don't use a lot of ink. But for the Silhouette, you want fine printing, if that comes up. So I'm going to change this to fine printing on plain paper. I could customize the paper, but I won't do that now. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what prints out. Oops, there it is. So now I'll put that on my mat, but then I've got to do this trace up here. So you have to trace this in order to cut it out. It doesn't know that automatically. So you go up to the trace menu or trace icon, and you want to select the trace area. So you do that, and don't move your little flowers around, because you're going to hose it up. So as it looks now, it's going to cut out all these little yellow lines. So one way of fixing this is to take off the high pass filter and move your threshold up to 100. But that's all Silhouette suggests, is to kind of move this around, and you'll get the cut you want. But my problem with this is, it would, as it shows here, if you do the trace outer edge, it's going to cut every little piece out. And it's not recognizing that white margin, and that's what I want to do. So we'll go back to select trace area. I'm just going to go all the way back so you see it. And this is just what I figured out. they were not able to help me with it, which is kind of odd. And neither was Cartabella, but I don't blame them because they're in the line. Their job is to make the pretty images. So we select the trace image. I don't blame anybody really, but okay, so select trace image, and then you want to turn off the high pass filter, turn on the low pass filter, and I have found that if you put the low pass filter to 7, you will get a great outline. There's as another suggestion, there's an offset that's up here that could work, but turn the threshold over to about 96.9 and you will get an outline. And you see that little hole? If you move the threshold up just a tad, it'll take care of that little hole. See, there's a faint little cut where it wouldn't hurt it, but there. Now it's gone. So then you trace the outer edge, and there you have your cut. So now, oh, this goofy thing is going to be driving me nuts. This little stupid thing up here that came with the upgrade. Okay, so now we want to cut it. So we want to cut the edge, and I have regular card paper or copy cardstock, which is there. And so I'll have to change my blade, and I will be back. Okay, so just very carefully, I will admit I use a Cricut mat I've cut down, and I'll tell you why. Because the silhouette mats, they just really lose their sticky quickly, plus I accidentally cut through with the blade on too high. So, and the Cricut mats just seem to hold up and you can easily restick them. So just be sure that you put your paper on the line. And then you want to just feed it. And the reading the cut lines or the register marks, the silhouette does have a little bit of fudge factor. So we will go back to our silhouette, and I'm going to send it to the silhouette to cut it, and it's going to first read the register marks. Alright, and there's our cut. Nicely cut with a margin. So, that's, to me, the easiest way to do it, because the offset button didn't work for me with the high pass filter. But this is super simple, and as far as, oops, let me get you back up here. As far as the low pass filter, where are we? There. As far as using the low pass filter with threshold, the threshold is where you're going to kind of get some fudge factor and where you can fine tune the trace area or the area you want to trace. So that is how to trace an element that does not have trace margin. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps. Bye.